Hey guys, what's up? It's Jack Scott Lee, and this is Bad Bitch Mindset, and I am doing an astrology series on all the 12 signs. I'm working my way through the zodiac and going through celebrity birth charts. I want to go looking at celebrity couples, and like just teach you how to look at birth charts and how astrology does not lie, and how you can see so much in a birth chart. I do birth charts all the time for clients. So yeah, if you want to hit me up, please do so. You can slide into my DMs. You can follow me on YouTube. Hit me up on Instagram, and I'm gonna delve in today with. I've started with Aquarius because basically Aquarius is my sun sign anyway, and I want to work my way through from Aquarius because also with Aquarius it starts in January. That was my logic for doing that, as opposed to starting with Aries, even though Aries is the start of the zodiac. But hey ho, this is how I'm doing it. It's my channel. And I thought, yeah, I'll look at Paris Hilton's birth chart today. And before I dive into that, I just want to quickly go over. I want to try and keep this video like simple as astrology can be, just so you guys can like get an idea of how to and what to look for in your own birth charts when it comes to determining success, wealth, abundance, prosperity. And that's not to say that you can't be wealthy or rich or abundant just because your birth chart doesn't show it. The birth chart will show you the energy that you're born with and the potential that you have, but ultimately you have free will. And just because it doesn't say, like for example, you might not have a overly prosperous chart, it just means that you might have to work that bit harder to achieve the success that you want, if that's how you choose to follow your path in that way. So don't be like, oh my god, I'm never going to be rich because my birth chart says I'm going to be really poor. That's not really the case, because you can literally, you are the manifestor of your own dreams. You can manifest exactly anything that you want and channel your energy into anything you want to do. Yes, you might have aspects in your chart which might be challenging, but that's not to say you can't be successful anyway. So the house you want to look out for, like, the birth chart will be split into 12 portions, like a cake, I guess. And you want to look at like the second house, where it was at number 2, because that'll show you your money, your worth, your values, cash that you've got, your assets. It can show you things like the things that you own, like your house or a home, or uh, anything of worth like gold or your possessions. It could be cars or anything of value and expense to you. It can show you how you value money and how you value things as well. It can sometimes show you the money accumulated through work. However, I always see that through things like the eighth house, for example, because the eighth house can be money that's given to you. The money in the eighth house is also material gains from other people. So you want to look at your eighth house as well, because the eighth house rules money that's given to you by things like banks, loans, credit cards, debt, inheritance. It can be your partner's money if you have a partner, or it can show you um, family money from wealth. Also linked in with that can be your sixth house, because the sixth house is the house of karma as well. So I always like to look at the sixth house, see what that's doing as well, whether there's any karmic ties regarding finances also. The sixth house also rules work and your day to day. So it's also interesting to look at the sixth house where it says number 6, because that'll show you like your work, your profession, and that can also be linked to how you make money, because one of the ways you make money is through work, isn't it? I mean, eighth house can be money that is given to you. It can be like inheritance almost as well. The fifth house is also really good to look at, I think, because the fifth house is a lucky house, and it can show you, like the third house, it can show you your skills, your talents. The fifth house can show things like winning money as well, like lottery winnings can be in the fifth house as well, because the fifth house is the lucky house. One of the lucky houses. I also like to look at, last but not least, when it comes to houses, the 11th house, because the 11th house is your big gains, your long-term dreams, success and desires as well. So the 11th house is really important too. Side note, I guess 10th house is also good to look at as well, because 10th house is your career and your public persona and your image and your reputation as well. Because this can also be linked in with your money too, and your the jobs that you do and how you're viewed. So you want to see those. So when you look at those houses, you want to see like what's in those houses. So what planets are in there? Have you got like a Venus in your, so like Paris Hilton, for example, whose child going to in a minute? She's got Venus, the planet of fortune and money, in her money house. So that's obviously a good indicator. You want to see where what's going on in your 10th house. Have you got like Paris here? She's got Jupiter, the planet of good luck and good fortune, in the 10th house. So again, that's a really good indicator for money too. Um, so you want to see what the planets are doing. Also, if you want to go really deep, you can go into chart rulership as well. So you can look at the sign, that the planet that rules the house. So say like, for example, looking at Paris's chart, her second house is ruled by Capricorn and Aquarius. So you want to see where Saturn is. So obviously Saturn rules Aquarius, modern day, traditional ruler. I always look at traditional rulers. So Saturn rules Aquarius, as it does Capricorn. So you want to see where her Saturn is. So her Saturn is in the 10th house, the house of career, public persona, and it's making trines to her second house. So it's like a really positive aspect when it comes to making money. So that's one of the things you want to look at. So what else can I show you? So if you're looking at the 5th house, for example, her 5th house is ruled by Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. Again, Venus is in the second house of money. So that's telling you that she's going to be very lucky and beneficial, and receive, windfalls and large sums of money through Venusian ways, because it links to her 5th house of good luck and good fortune and making money through your skills and habit and skills and talents. Also, the 5th house rules social media, rules celebrity too, because it's a Leo house. So you want to see where, for example, the 5th house is Leo, where's the sun? The sun's in the second house of money. So there's loads of indicators you can see just by looking at those things. And then you want to look at the planets, like I just mentioned. So you want to see where the planets are. Like you want to see, where is Venus in your chart? What's Venus doing? Is she, is she in a good aspect? Is she negatively aspect? Is she in a good sign? Like Venus, is she in her own sign? Or if she's in Libra or Taurus, or is she exalted in Pisces? Or is she like in detriment? Is she somewhere like Virgo where she doesn't do that great? Or is Venus in like Aries, which doesn't, it's not amazing in Aries, it just acts differently in Aries, that's all. I know someone who has Venus in Aries, and they have it in their second house, and they do really well when it comes to finances. They have loads of other things going on with their chart as well. So it's not always, oh, my Venus in Aries, that means I'm going to be like really poor. You want to see what aspect it's making too. So there's so much to look at. But yes, you want to look at your Venus, you want to look at your Jupiter as well, see where Jupiter is and what's Jupiter doing. So is your Jupiter in a good house? Like, is it in the 10th house? Is it in the 8th house? Because wherever Jupiter is, Jupiter will expand, and Jupiter is good luck and good fortune. And Paris has that conjunct Saturn in the 10th house. This is like, really auspicious. Good luck, good fortune, wealth, inheritance, abundance galore. The aspect, she's got that in the 10th house, which is the public persona. Her Saturn's actually retrograde, so Saturn's kind of like blockages and lessons. So when it's retrograde, it kind of eases off. And also her Saturn's actually exalted, because she has Saturn in Libra. So when a planet is exalted, it acts at its best. So not only is her Saturn retrograde, which means it's kind of like less strict, because Saturn brings lessons. It's also in Libra, which is what's the word? Exalted, which means that it's kind of acts in a really beneficial way. And her Saturn actually only has pretty positive aspects, really, where it is trining Venus. So Venus and Saturn are lovers, they're friends, they're like, Saturn loves Venus. It trines the sun too, so it's only making positive aspects, really. There's a slight inconjunction from Mars, but I don't really look at inconjunctions too much anyway. So yeah, you want to look at what the North Node is. That's your your life purpose. Hers is in Leo, and Leo is a celebrity. the celebrity signs in the eighth house as well, the house of inheritance, which is obviously what she's got. So you want to look at those. What else would I look at? I want to look at wealth. Yeah, look at your north node, look at your south node. You can look at your Mercury, so what skills you possess. But yeah, make sure you look at the houses, look what the planets are doing in those houses. And the chart rulership's really good if you want to be really super geeky as well. So yeah, let's get stuck into it. So this is Paris Hilton's birth chart, and they have her down as a Sagittarius rising, which I can see that because she has got a bit of a horsey mouth. Sagittarians are known for that, especially the rising signs anyway. And yeah, so she has Neptune in the first house, and Neptune is all about this illusion. And I think she came a documentary recently where she came out and said that she's been living in kind of like a character almost, and that the voice that she put on was fake. And this is Neptune in the first house, where the first house is about you. The first house is about how how you look, how you come across. Your ascendant is the first thing people notice when they see you, and she's got Neptune, the planet of confusion, of deception, of creativity, of imagination, of escapism and illusion in the first house. So you can see that with the character that she played and plays, and she's in the media, she's in the spotlight as Neptune. She's been known to be a bit of a party girl, Neptune in the first house. People who are very Neptunian can indulge in like excessive behaviour when it comes to overindulging in escapist means and forms, if you know what I mean, which she's known for. She is an Aquarius sun, which we know she's very Aquarius. She's very like even though she's like she plays this kind of like socialite, she still like has a very unique style, her own style. She's ahead of the game, and she Aquarians are very much like ahead of everybody else when it comes to their ideas. They're 10 steps ahead when it comes to fashion. They can be a bit know-it-all-y as well, Aquarius. I mean, I'm an Aquarius sun, so I can say all this anyway. But she's kind of ahead of the game, the way she looked, her fashion. She was in The Simple Life, that reality show. And reality shows weren't really a thing then when she was doing hers. So she kind of like made money from nothing, really. She had that sex tape as well. Which you can see in the eighth house, actually. The eighth house rules sex and the forbidden and the taboo. And she has the North Node in the eighth house. And the North Node in the eighth is like, wherever the North Node is like the dragon's head. It's like Rahu and Ketu, which is the mythology behind the North and South Node. So the North and the South Node are the tail and the head of the dragon of karma. So the dragon's head is like insatiable desire, and in modern day astrology, it rules like your life purpose and your future. The reason why you've incarnated is to reach your North Node, which a lot of people don't because they're stuck on their South Node, their tail end. Her tail end is in the second house, the money house, like I talked about before. So she would have brought with her from her past lives, her past karma, wealth and abundance. So she was born to be rich. She was born to have a shitload of money because she's got the South Node in the second house, and it's conjunct Venus. Venus is a planet of money. So she's got that in the second house. So having Venus in the house of money is only gonna amplify your earnings. And she has a trine to Pluto. Pluto also, when it makes aspects to Venus, not only creates money, it creates millionaires and billionaires. And she has a trine from Jupiter, and again, Jupiter, when it aspects Venus or Pluto and Saturn, especially in the 10th and 11th house, it can make someone super rich and super famous too. So you want to look out for that in your chart, or if you're looking at other people's charts or celebrity charts, this is where you can see that this is how it plays out for people. So her past life, she would have brought money in with her, or money karma, or good karma when it comes to finances. So yeah, so she brought that with her. She's born to do this. So the eighth house is the house of other people's money, however. So she's got the North Node there. So this will tell you that when people have the North Node in the eighth house, yes, they can become famous from sex tapes like her. It's conjunct the moon as well, so the moon is like almost like hidden, isn't it? The moon is what is the moon? It's the darkness. It's the night sky, isn't it? The moon. It shines the light on things up which are hidden. So she would have made money from illicit things. Also, the moon rules feminine. I know that her mum was famous. Her mother was like a TV actress, I want to say. I think she might have done films. I know Paris has done films because she got Neptune in the first house, and Neptune in the first house people can be actors and actresses, which she has done to various degrees of success. It can also show singers as well. I mean, she has got Venus in the second house, and that can show someone who's a good singer. I'm not saying she's like an Adele, but she has made music and she does DJ too as well. So she's got Mercury in the second house, and Mercury rules the hands. It's in Aquarius, which is technology. So, I can see how she would make money by being a DJ, by being a socialite, by being on TV. Because she has Pisces in the third house as well. So Pisces in the third house, Pisces all to do with creativity, with social media, with artistic endeavors. She has Libra in the 10th house, and Libra is all about looking beautiful. She had this image of, this kind of pretty blonde girl, this it girl kind of like heiress role which she played. And this is having Libra in the 10th house. Because Libra is all about being pretty, wearing nice clothes, being beautiful, being a bit of an airhead, which she kind of played on to make mega, mega bucks. But yeah, back to her eighth house, the house of other people's money. Well, people who have North Node or any aspects in the eighth house can be an indication of money through inheritance, which is what she does have. And not just a bit of money, like a lot of money through inheritance with the eighth house energy playing out for her. So you want to look at that in that. You want to see like, what's going on with the eighth house. So, and what's her eighth house ruler doing? Her eighth house ruler, the Leo, and also Cancer rules her eighth house too. So she's got the ruler of the eighth in the eighth, which is amazing. It makes the money house really strong. She has the eighth house ruler intercepted in the second house as well. So like the sun rules celebrity. So this is how you're making your money, by being fucking famous. And she might have been famous in a past life. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's like the South Node aspect is by house. So she may, if she wasn't famous in a past life, she would definitely have been like someone of like that people would have known of, I mean, with some social status. Um, yeah, her ruler of her chart is in the 10th house, so she's born to make money, you know what I mean? And Jupiter in Libra is about making money through like Libran type things, Venusian things like makeup, clothes, fashion, art, beauty. These are all Libra type shit. She does have like in her other money has the fifth has Chiron. Chiron also rules dating. I know her dating life's been quite colourful and a lot of heartache and stuff because she has Chiron there in the wounded healer. So there's a lot of lessons to be learned there. However, having that Chiron in the fifth house as well is all about healing as well. And she does a lot of charity work, which is also linked with her Chiron in Taurus in the fifth house. Is about healing others, doing something like a hobby. Almost like I'd say that like being a humanitarian, she's a lot of humanitarian work, and I don't think she's like a vegetarian or whatever. It's just her Chiron in the fifth is something that she's really passionate about. Uranus in the 11th house is having unexpected windfalls and long-term goals and desires being achieved through things like technology, social media, and just being one step ahead of the game. Like she could almost have, with that Uranus in the 11th house, especially on the 29th degree, like a critical degree, it's like being like a genius when it comes to money making ideas, especially like big, not just like, turning a quick change or turning a quick book, like being able to like start big businesses and turn them into like multi-million pound profits. And that's having that 11th house Uranus. And what does she have? And what rules her 11th house? Has big gains at Scorpio. Scorpio traditionally, I can't speak. Traditionally, will rule other people's money, which is what she has accumulated in this lifetime. Yes, she's made her own money, but she's accumulated a lot of her wealth through other people and people giving her their money, whether that be through endorsements, inheritance, trust funds, what have you, all that good stuff. So I just wanted to do like a quick mini kind of reading on her chart, just to show you how birth charts work and how you can look into your own chart as well. I love looking at charts and they're super fun. If you want to book in for a reading with me, hit me up on all the socials and I will catch you on my next video. Bye.